Hello, Leo. Welcome to your July love reading. The cards that I have on the table are the Psychic Tarot deck, and these are the Oracles of Vision deck. They don't have inherent meanings. They're interpreted through the spirit, so you won't hear me say the meanings of them because I just interpret them um, as I go along, which is the way that I prefer to operate as an intuitive. This is your partner's energy, your energy, and then the middle energy is the energy of the relationship. Um, yeah, let's get started. Okay, the overall energy is patience and planning. In the beginning of the month, I'm getting that for your partner. Oh, let me show the cards. Let me show the cards in case you can't see them well. Your partner has throat chakra, conflict and defeat, prosperity begins. Now, what I'm getting is that your partner has been communicating in a manipulative way, whether they've done that on purpose or whether they are just, I'm not getting that they're intentionally doing it, but it's more so that they kind of feel discombobulated a little bit within the relationship, and they kind of speak in a way that they can kind of get things to go the way they want it to go so that they feel more organized within the relationship. And, they kind of speak not from the heart, but there's a motive behind it that most of them aren't even aware of. It's like they're saying things hoping that it will have a certain response from you or cause you to behave in a certain way or cause things to go in a certain way. That's what they're doing in the beginning of the month. So their communication isn't authentic, even though it may feel like it is to them. But anytime there's a motive behind it, like if we say something because we want the person, we're thinking it's going to make them feel this way or make them respond this way, we're being manipulative and we're not communicating authentically. And that's kind of what's going on. And then I'm getting in the middle of the month, they're feeling kind of defeated because this isn't working. Okay? It isn't working. And in fact, it's actually having a negative impact. Because what I'm seeing is in the beginning of the month, when they start this stuff with this communicating in this manipulative way, it kind of causes you to kind of go inward because you're feeling like, you're having to be somebody you're not, or even some of you are picking up on them being somebody that they're not, and that their communicating isn't authentic. So in the beginning of the month, you're kind of going inward, you're kind of retreating a little bit, trying to gather yourself. So you're retreating a bit from the relationship. So then when they see you retreating, then in the middle of the month, it puts them in a place of just feeling defeated, because it's like no matter how they try to, it seems like the more they try to change things and the more they do, the more they say to try to get things to go a certain way, the worse the outcome is. And so from that, they're starting to feel defeated because they feel like they can't really get things to go the way they want them to go. And they're feeling like they're not pulling the strings here. You guys are kind of playing off of each other for the month. So I'm going to show you your cards too, because I'm kind of having to go back and forth. Yours is rest and rejuvenation. Then you have movement, choices, and decisions. And then they have love begins. You have love begins. I'm sorry. I said them like the partner had it. No, you have that. Okay, so then as they're feeling like they can't control things and they're starting to feel defeated, they're letting up a bit. They're letting up a bit because, and then that kind of causes you, because now that they feel defeated, they're not doing this as much because they're starting to feel like it doesn't work. Like nothing they do is really working and getting you to respond the way they want you to respond, or getting the relationship to go the way they want it to go. So as they're letting up, you come to a place of some change, okay? So you're now feeling like there's been some change, and maybe, you can be more supportive of them, and maybe things are coming into balance more. Maybe they're worth holding on to. Maybe they're worth keeping around. Maybe like you're having a lot of changes in the way you're seeing things, and things are changing for you because they're kind of letting up here. So then as these things change for you and you're feeling like things are a little bit more balanced, then at the end of the month, they're feeling more prosperous. It's like something new is growing for them within the relationship because they're seeing things from a broader perspective. Okay, so it's like they're getting it now, and they're seeing the bigger picture that they can't, control the way things are happening. And they're just at a point where they're kind of letting go and just letting things be what they are. And they're loosening that need for the control. And what I'm getting is a lot of them don't realize that they're doing this. Okay, it's just that they really want something and they're really trying to make it happen, and they're not realizing that whenever we're trying to make something happen a certain way, we're trying to manipulate it. You know, we're trying to manipulate it for our benefit to be the way that we want it to be. But then it's like they're having a new perspective, a new outlook on that, which for you puts you in this energy. Love begins. So what happens is for you, it kind of puts you in a place of feeling like it could be possible to chase your dream. You know, it could be possible to kind of break free. It could be possible it's like for you, it's kind of like love begins as you're jumping out of the mold, as you're getting out of, like you're coming into truth. You feel like the relationship is coming into more authenticity and truth. And for you, you know, that's love. You know, you're feeling like it's something more real and concrete. Because in the beginning of the month, you weren't feeling that way. You were feeling like something fake, like it was something not real about it. Which makes sense because the card crowning you guys is truth. So that's what's happening with this relationship. Things are coming into truth. And they're coming into the truth that something can grow here if they stop trying to control it and manipulate it. It grows better when they don't try to control it and manipulate it. And the end of the month, they're coming to that realization, which brings them into their truth. And for you, it's kind of like finally things are getting out of this mold. You know, this mold of the relationship. It's like breaking out of that. Because for you, if it's inauthentic, it's not real. And that makes you take a step back if you don't feel like it's actually something deeper. And what they're contributing to the relationship is awareness. What you're contributing to the energy of the relationship is accelerated motion. So what I'm seeing with these is that they're coming into an awareness that they can't seduce you. They can't make it go the way they want it to go. They can't control it. And that's how they're helping to bring this relationship into truth, by coming into their own truth. And then for you, you're feeling like there may be something real here. There may actually be something real here. And destiny could be playing out. Something valuable could be growing here. And that is your truth. Because what I'm seeing is the first half of the month, you weren't so sure about how real it was. Like if it had real substance and it was really something valuable here. And that's what kind of made you kind of back up a little bit and go within yourself, because something wasn't feeling authentic. Whether you were, for some of you, I'm getting that you felt like you couldn't be yourself. And then for some of you, you felt like they weren't being themselves, and that the relationship wasn't in truth and authentic. But it feels like something more worth going for when it feels like it's in truth, which is what's happening. That's why the theme of the month is patience and planning. It's about patience this month and letting the truth of the relationship and your own individual truths come forth. I'm going to pull a last word of advice from the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. Spirit, what is the last word of advice for Leo? Month of July 2016. Wow. Yes. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Absolutely. Because it's about truth this month. It's about coming into truth. And what I'm getting is speak from the heart for the month of July. Speak from the heart in honesty. Especially if you're a partner of a Leo. You know, you can kind of change these energies up and how your month plays out if you don't start out the month speaking with intentions, but instead just speaking because it's the truth and because it's what's in your heart, period. Regardless of, you know, when we speak with a outcome in mind, we're speaking with intentions. Speak purely from the heart. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. That's absolutely great advice because that's what brings out the truth. And that's what's trying to come forth this month. So let me say, guys, you know, energy is at different spaces for different people. You can be ahead of energy or a little bit behind, where you don't come into these energies. Some of you are already in these energies. Some of you haven't come into them yet. You know, bear that in mind when you're watching these readings. If this didn't resonate with you, check out your moon and rising signs, as I'm sure they will. If it did resonate with you and it was helpful to you, please go right now and click on the thumbs up. There's a little thumbs up button. Please click on that and give me a thumbs up. If you want to book a personal reading with me, the link for that is in the description box below, and I can look at your specific situation and what's going on in your specific relationship. I also read on anything. I do past life readings. I do medical readings to look at the energetic and spiritual causes of various diseases and illnesses. I do readings on pretty much anything, finances, career, whatever it is. So don't be afraid to, you know, check me out for a reading. But that's your reading for the month, Leo. And you have a absolutely fabulous July. Oh, one last thing. Let me say something about the comments and everything, guys. I really appreciate your comments, all of your love, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. I want you to know that I really appreciate them. I read the comments. If I'm not able to reply to them all, because I'm not, it's just not possible. Don't take that as a representation of my heart towards you, because it most definitely is not. I love you guys to the moon, so don't ever take it that way. Feel free to comment. I love reading your comments and knowing that you're there and your experiences. Like when I'm reading them, I'm right there with you guys. So thank you so much. You enjoy your July, and I will see you in August, Leo. Bye bye.